Last time on Space Days, you guys decided to go explore the wreckage that was outside of Croth. You guys got Miss Lily out there, you stopped at the asteroid belt, you had a little trouble getting out of the ship, and became a living yarn ball, but you guys managed to make it through the asteroid belt to the wreckage of this Brai Sanctum cargo ship. Upon searching the ship, you found some interesting items, some breathing apparatuses, some notes, some cards, some dead bodies. Also found an entire cargo bay filled with dead AIs. Upon making your way back to the bridge of the Brai Sanctum ship, you found a captain's log that appeared on the screen once you got the ship up and running. It was then that Sito interrupted your quiet moment of pondering to inform you that the Dominion had appeared. And as he said that, you turned to find yourself face to face with about 15 black metal suits, each of them wielding weapons. One with 2 clockwork guns, pointed them at you and told you to come quietly or die. So after being surrounded on the bridge of the Sanctum ship, one of the pirates steps forward, a book in their hand. Unable to understand what they are saying, you feel a heavy feeling come over you, and everything fades to black. The three of you awaken to find yourself in a brig aboard the Dominion. The cell is large but empty, a metal cot-like bed pressed against the far wall. The lighting is dim with green undertone. Outside of your cell, in front of you is a security barrier made of glowing green lights. Outside of your cell, there are 2 guards on either side, and both of them are wearing the shining green and black armor that you saw on the Brai Sanctum ship, but just not as large and bulky.
Oh my god, we're in jail.
Lance likes putting people in jail. Just putting that out there.
First question. Are we in a cell together?
You are in a cell together.
Okay.
Is it just the 3 of us?
Mm-hmm.
So I keep passing out and waking up in places that I wasn't originally. What is going on? Did I drink again and don't remember?
Not this time, Nora.
Cool. Do we have all of our stuff?
Make a perception check.
Oh god.
Actually, you all can make perception checks if you want.
I'm gonna do
it. 19.
Okay.
That's a unnatural 20.
Okay. You all realize that you do not have any of your weapons. You also realize Sito is not with you.
That is not fine.
That's not fine.
And Daythorn, your lost one tech is missing.
No! I put that in a very private place.
Not the greatest hits of Queen! Oh no. Okay. Do we have our communicators? Can I try to reach out to Sito?
No, you do not have... You have the clothing on your back. That is it.
Okay, well then I go towards the security thing. I'm not gonna touch it, because that seems like a bad idea. I go, Oi! What's happening?
I'd stand next to her.
I'm a very pissed off princess.
The 2 guards that are standing there, they don't even look your way.
Bitches. Okay. Is there anything in this room that I can use to throw at them?
There's a pillow on the bed.
I'm gonna throw that fucking pillow at them.
So the pillow hits this, barrier wall, and as it does, it doesn't, like, shock the pillow, but you can tell that this, actually, go ahead and,
Just a pillow light on fire.
It bursts into flames. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. Anybody who saw Nora throw this pillow at the barrier.
Okay, my Arcana is so great. That's a 15.
Okay, you can tell that the magical barrier of these cells, they are magically set to change with the pressure or force set upon it to make it unbreakable. One of the guards kind of glances your way, but turns back.
I keep gesturing for him to come talk to me. Like, wildly gesturing. Like, bitch, come here!
As we're just, like, kind of a step behind her on either side, just, like, nodding. Like, you should come here. It's really important.
Daythorn kind of got bored after the pillow toss and is now looking around the room. Is there anything she can mess with?
Another
There's
one?
a pillow.
2 pillows?
Oh.
No,
well,
the one that Nora
doesn't
threw.
matter. Well. Okay, Captain, why do I keep getting into predicaments like this?
Why are you asking me?
Okay, we have fought a god since we met you. We have been attacked by an ice worm. Now, I guess we're on the Dominion.
Well, I mean,
I wasn't really mentally prepared to deal with them right now.
there wasn't really a written warning or anything, but I did kind of mention that, you know, there might be some problems along the way. But did you die?
Daythorn just lays on the ground.
Not yet, but it could happen. Hey, Lancelot, do I have A, pack of cigarettes, and B, the broken AI memory chip and the letters from Charles?
You have nothing but the clothing on.
That's so dumb.
your
That shit
back.
is, like, unnecessary to take from me. I can't use that to get out of here.
To be fair, they were in your spacesuit, which you were stripped of.
Right, and I had asked if we had to get naked to be in the spaceship suit. You told me no, thank God.
Yeah, good choice.
This one could have gotten a hell of a lot more awkward.
Yep. Daythorn is just laying on the
Everyone
ground.
wakes up in the cell and Nora's
I
naked.
guess I will sit with my back against the ground, just glaring at Bacchus.
Why me? Alright, Bacchus is gonna, like, avoid eye contact with Nora for a little bit, and he's gonna push on the barrier, just, you know, he saw the pillow didn't burst into flame or anything.
The barrier kind of lights up as you press on it, Bacchus, and changes to your maximum strength, so you cannot break it. One of the guards looks at you and says,
Do not touch.
Why'd you put it someplace I could touch if you didn't want me to touch it? And he touches it more. Like, pushes. Feet
We're
skidding
all
on the
touching
ground.
it.
No, like I said, Daythorn is still on the ground. She's just laying on the ground. This is
this is my life now. You can't tell, Bacchus, because they have helmets on, but the guard is giving you a very unamused look.
What?
Okay,
There's nothing else to entertain me in here?
so I'm gonna crawl under the bed to see if there's anything I could use under there.
The bed is welded to the wall.
That's fine.
There is a very, very small area of the bed that you can crawl under, but it's...
Booty up, looking under the bed.
So we have Bacchus banging on the wall, Daythorn giving up on life, and Nora with her butt ups looking under the
Yep.
bed.
We're a crew of action. Mm-hmm. Even if that action is laying on the floor giving up on life.
Yep.
Yep. Anything under the bed?
Make a perception check. Or investigation. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter with you, but let's do it.
No, it doesn't. That would be a 12.
You find a piece of chewed gum.
Oh, they let somebody have gum in here, but they won't let me have, like, a letter from a dead man. Jesus!
Nora's a little salty.
How's the state of the pillow? Like, is it...
It's not like charred or anything. The state of the pillow, like, it's... Considering you guys are in a space pirate brig, the pillow's actually
Okay.
kind of nice.
I'm gonna throw the pillow to her, and I'm gonna keep messing with the barrier, and I'm gonna keep trying to talk to the guards.
I catch the pillow. Maybe.
Don't say I never did anything for you.
Flip him the bird.
All right, Bacchus, you're gonna try and talk.
Yeah,
to the
he's just gonna start running his mouth off. He's gonna be like, what you gonna do with us? Like, where are we going? Can I talk to someone in charge? Like, I really don't think this cell is up to code, but
Up to code? What?
I guess I'm not a cell inspector or anything, but I've seen a couple of brigs in my day.
They look at you and then look at each other, kind of as like through their masks. They're kind of asking themselves, like, really?
Yeah, I just said that, and I'd like to speak to the person in charge, please.
I all of a sudden sit straight up and go, I know how we could drive them insane.
Tell me.
We could sing 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Now this is torture I can get behind.
Uh-huh. Shall we do it?
Daythorn shaking her head no while on the floor.
Come on, Daythorn.
Oh, I'm just gonna wait for you guys to start singing.
There's our note.
Okay.
99
Bottles of beer on the wall. 99 bottles of beer. Take one down. Pass it around. 98 bottles of beer on the wall.
Beer on the wall.
98 bottles of beer on the wall. 98 bottles of beer.
You guys get to about 98 bottles of beer, and one of the guards kind of smacks the barrier with the staff that they have, and is just like,
The captain will call upon you when you are requested.
I'm just gonna keep going until this happens. 98 bottles of beer on the wall. 98 bottles of beer.
Bacchus leans close to the barrier and is like, she will.
Until they do something else, Nora keeps singing, and she just keeps going down the line. And if she gets to one, she starts over.
Can I go stealth that pillow real fast?
go ahead. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna cover my head.
Just
grab it and cover my head.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check to steal that pillow.
She can
from
have
Laura.
it. I will hand it to her. You don't have to roll a thing, because I know how annoying this is gonna get.
Yeah, I had a 4 anyway, so she tried grabbing it, at least, I guess.
And I just hand it to you, because I'm just gonna keep going.
Daythorn didn't even move from her spot on the floor. She just kind of reached her hand towards the pillow, and Nora just threw it at her.
Gently, because I like her.
Well, yeah. So you sing this song probably 4 times before one of the guards finally turns fully to face the cell, and it's just like,
Fine. What questions do you have?
Why did you pick us up?
You were vulturing.
We didn't mean to be vulturing. We found a wreck. We were checking it out.
That's vulturing.
Well, shit. I don't know these things. I'm new to piratism.
Piratism? I like that.
Who the hell is your captain?
You will meet our captain soon.
99 bottles of beer on the wall. 99 bottles of beer.
Alright, but when you say soon, that doesn't really, sate our curiosity at all.
What's your next question?
So what are you all about?
What do you mean?
I mean, you picked us up for vulturing, you say, but, like, you all kind of just float around and fuck shit up. What's up with that? What's your philosophy on life and just fuckering around? I mean, I appreciate a good sanctum fuckering and, but what's your deal? What's your goal?
they stare at you for a moment, and it's kind of creepy because you can't see their face, but you can see the glowing of their helmet.
We stop corrupt government.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, we're like on the same side.
Daythorn raises her hands up in a thumbs up motion, and then goes back to hiding underneath her pillow.
Well, when you talk to the captain, you can tell them that.
Can I have my journal back that you took out of my spacesuit, please?
If the captain deems that you are savory, we will give you your stuff back. As of right now, you are our prisoners. Now, if you'd like me to set this barrier to stun, or even mute the barrier, I can do that.
Wait, you let me get through 4 renditions of 99 bottles of beer on the wall without muting the cell?
You are not the most annoying creature I've come across.
Oh, honey, is that a challenge?
Don't. Please.
You see her, like, her forked tongue run across her, like, teeth a little bit as she's staring at him. And her tail is, like, flicking a little bit.
Daythorn raises her hands. I got a question. What do y'all look like under your masks?
Ooh, they could be, like, zombies.
Oh yeah, they could be really funky.
Or they could be super hot. Hey, are you super hot?
Yeah, this is all in character. We're not, like, we're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like, they could be super weird or super hot. What are you? Super weird or super hot?
Hey, are you super hot?
Or both.
Ew, like that gross hot? I've heard about this. I've never actually experienced it.
Daythorn starts shaking her head again.
22 minutes in and I'm already face planting. Okay. The soldier says,
If I show you what I look like, will you stop singing?
Yes, I guess.
the other guard looks at them with this kind of like head tilt and says,
Are you sure?
and the other guard is like,
I don't want them to sing anymore. They may not be the most annoying things we've seen, but I don't want them to sing anymore.
and so they set their staff aside and stand in front of your cell and remove their helmet, and standing in front of you is a tiefling. A female tiefling.
Is she hot?
She is very nice looking. She has kind of like bluish hair that is cut short. She has the ram horns, and her skin is a very light blue. And she stares at you and she goes, "Happy?"
Yeah, you're real hot.
That's nice. Any more questions?
Yeah.
What about your buddy?
Yeah, are they gonna take their helmet off?
The other guard shakes their head no.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
You promised.
Maybe he's just shy.
Now, you can either ask me another question or I'll mute your cell and you'll have to sit here until the captain calls on you.
Where are you from? What is your name?
My name is Alyssa. Where I'm from is here.
Interesting.
Now, any other questions or can I go back to my post?
You haven't really left it.
Yeah, no, this is fine. What can you tell us about the captain?
Is he hot?
I can't tell you anything about the captain.
Or she? I mean, I don't mean to judge. Like, is the captain attractive?
The captain is very attractive.
Nora's
yes.
priorities.
I'm in jail, but hey, are my captors hot?
She can't fix the situation of being in jail.
It's a valid question. Sure.
Any other questions?
Are we ever gonna get our stuff back?
If you don't annoy the shit out of me anymore. And if the captain says that it's alright.
Alright.
Look, all of your stuff is safe. Your ship? It's in our docking bay.
How big is this ship?
The Dominion is a cruiser. It's one of the larger class ones. It can hold about 250 people.
Oh shit. Is it bigger than like an average Brai Sanctum cruiser?
It is.
Nice.
I go back to sitting on the bed, and I promise not to sing, so I won't sing.
Where are you where are you going next? I'm still just still just really kind of curious on what you're doing. Like, it's cool. I like the suits. I like what you're all about. I don't know. I hear you kill a lot of people. That's not super great, but, you know. You're pretty bamf. I don't know.
Rumors are rumors.
So you don't kill people.
And we will go wherever the captain tells us to go. We don't have a heading just yet.
Out of character. Can I have 2 mage hands for flavor? I don't want to use them. As like to actually use them.
What are you gonna do with your mage hands?
I'm gonna play a game. Daythorn's just gonna. You know that hand game where?
Are you gonna play patty
No.
cake?
You know the game where you have like 2 fingers and you tap somebody's hand, and then they have like 2 fingers, and then you tap, the other person taps back, and then back and forth to see how many hands you can not have, or no, how many fingers up.
I have never
I
played
know what
that
you're
game.
talking about. I don't remember what it's called though.
Okay, yeah, I'll let that for thematic purposes. You can cast 2 mage hands and play this game.
It's just for playing. It's not having 2 mage hands. It's just flavor.
I'm just gonna start like pacing the cell a little bit.
And Daythorn is just playing this game by herself.
After a bit, the one guard, she puts her helmet back on. She goes back to standing at this side. Little annoyed, but everything's fine. After a little bit, the 3 of you in the cell, another guard comes up to the 2 that are standing guard. They talk in quiet for a moment before she speaks up again.
The captain is ready to speak with you. Please come quietly and we won't restrain you.
Daythorn does that. Thumbs in her pockets, because she doesn't know what else to do with her hands.
Bacchus almost makes a quip about it, but he's gonna go quietly.
Nora also goes quietly, thought about Eldritch blasting them, but decided it was against. I have my arms crossed so I can't, like, gesture with my hands and make them think I'm casting spells.
So the 3 of these guards, they lead you out of the cell and down the halls, and as you leave the brig, the lights go from the dim black and green to a bit brighter. Things have brightened where you're at, and now it's easy to see how large this ship is as you're walking down these halls. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm looking at my feet. That's a 6 for Daythorn.
15 for Bocce.
Natural 20.
Ooh. Okay, so Bacchus and Nora, you guys have realized that you've moved up to the living quarters now. There are doors lining these halls. As you guys are walking, Nora, you see an elven woman duck into one of the rooms. As you continue walking, Bacchus and Nora, you see a small tiefling child, probably no older than 3 or 4, be pulled into a room by another elven woman. The 3 of you see, as you continue walking, a larger furbolg. She is carrying books, and she keeps her head down as you pass.
Can I notice what books?
You don't notice the furbolg, but you smelled books. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Daythorn.
That is a 17.
Okay, so there is a fairy tale book, there is a cooking book, and there is a mathematics book. One that you are actually very familiar with, because you have that same book.
I'm gonna let it go for now.
The 3 of you, along with the guards, reach the end of the hall where there is a larger metal door. It's about twice the size of the other doors that have been lining this hall. One of the guards reaches up and knocks with the staff they are holding. After a moment, the door opens to a large room. It's more like a suite, and it's a little bit bigger than the bridge of the Miss Lily. Off to the left of the room, you can see a bedchamber and a bathroom off of that. And ahead of you, there is a large dark wooden table. Papers and maps have been laid out in an organized chaos. Standing at the table, there is a slender elf with long black hair that's pulled into a braid. Her golden eyes scan the paper in front of her before settling upon the three of you. She has black pants that are tucked away into high boots, a white blouse-like shirt that is accentuated with a black underbodice corset. She has pale skin and a scar that crosses her left cheekbone to her jaw. Attached to her hips are the 2 clockwork-like pistols that you saw on the Sanctum ship. Well, well, if it isn't the Vulture crew we found picking the remains. Please, come in. And she motions to the three of you to a set of dark wooden chairs that are around the table.
I'll go sit down.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I remain standing.
She looks at you, Nora, and she gives this kind of amused smile. Don't worry, princess, you're perfectly safe here.
Daythorn's just sitting in her seat, kind of kicking her feet. You know that impatient kid thing?
Yeah, Bacchus is kind of looking around like he really, like, looked appreciative when he saw her. He's just like, oh, wow. But now he's kind of getting squirmy, and he's, like, looking around, and, like, he's kind of straining up on the chair and looking back. Just looking around. It's big. It's really nice. He's kind of jealous.
It's a much bigger bedroom than yours, Bacchus.
I don't think he needs a bigger room.
I'm not compensating for anything. I mean,
She might be.
Nora gets it.
She kind of goes back to looking at the papers in front of her and then glances at the three of you, watching the three of you get kind of squirmy and stay
Squirmy.
silent.
Nora does not get squirmy. No.
She doesn't? Okay.
The other two might be squirmy. Nora is not. She is furious.
Well, if you're not going to start this conversation, I suppose I will. My name is Lyra, and I am the captain of the Dominion.
My name is Bacchus, and I'm the captain of Miss Liliana. And I nudge Daythorn a little bit, like, it's your turn, your turn.
She looks at him like, I'm Daythorn. That's about it.
And she doesn't expect you to answer, Nora. She knows well who you are.
Who doesn't?
Now, I'm sure you have some questions as to why you are on my ship.
Obviously.
Here's how this game will play. I'll answer your questions if you answer mine. This can be a very civil conversation. We don't mean you any harm. We just have a few curiosities that we would like covered.
Okay.
Now, we found you three on that Brai Sanctum ship that we had attacked. Why were you there?
Our ship was damaged. We were looking for parts.
What kind of parts?
I look at Bacchus because he was the one that talked to the mechanic. I wasn't there for that.
Lots of things. We were looking for cells. Part for my engine. He starts ticking off a couple little things, like, it's a pretty fair list. Like, some of them may or may not be true, but he kind of goes through, like, this, we need a lot of shit. Like, this is very important.
So you thought to scavenge a wreckage.
I mean, it was nearby at that time, and we were kind of shooting in the dark. We're a little low on resources right now.
I see. How did your ship get damaged?
We had a run-in with the Brai Sanctum.
She kind of chuckles because she's all too familiar with that. All right, I'll answer one of your questions now.
Where's Sito?
Sito, that's his name.
Yes.
He is perfectly safe. He is with one of our guards in a cell of his own. He's unharmed. We're actually having his injuries looked at. Now, my question also has to deal with Sito. How did you come into such an advanced item?
Daythorn looks at Botches.
We both look at Bacchus.
Well, I mean...
Now, let me remind you, Captain, that I wish for you to answer me honestly. We're all friends here, but I do know about the bounty on your head. And, of course, the runaway princess. And I'm sure your Fire Ganassi would like that piece of technology that they had back.
So, we're all friends here, but you forced us into a cell with no explanation.
Yeah, and y'all have a bounty on your head too. It's not. I mean, it's just we're gonna cooperate as much as we can.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
As long as you ain't gonna hurt Sito.
Of course not.
As long as we'll be getting our effects back.
So where did you get Sito?
I mean, like you said, you found us vulturing. I pick up knickknacks here and there, and that's the long and short of it. Picked him up from the Sanctum.
You stole him from the Sanctum.
Yep.
Did you know what you were picking up?
Nope, but I quickly found out. Pretty neat. I don't think they had good plans for him, so, I mean, it was a win-win for everyone. Except for the Sanctum. Little finger guns.
She kind of chuckles. She goes, all right, the question's now yours.
What? If no one else has any more questions right now, what is the Dominion? What... We thought this was some horrible, bloody pirate crew, but, I mean, we saw families and children and scholars, and what's up with that?
The Dominion was a cruiser from a planet in the Dibelon system. It's a system worse than the planet Kroth that you were on. It's where slave trade goes unstopped. Illegal marketings happen that make the black market on Kroth look like your local Sears. Every person on the Dominion were slaves in that system, including myself.
So how'd you come across this cruiser? How did you, did you vulture this?
She looks at you and she gives you this little smirk. And it's got a little bit of pride behind it.
Hell yeah.
When I was 15, I was taken from my home. My city had been war-stricken, and they came in the night, men dressed in black. It wasn't until 3 years later that I escaped their hold. I commandeered this ship, along with my sisters, and the Dominion has been a safe haven for those who have suffered. Although we may be pirates, we only take from the Sanctum or governments who hurt others to get what they want.
That's cool.
Daythorn nods her head.
After a second, she looks to the guard that's standing at the door and gives him a little nod, and the guard leaves and closes the door. And she says, okay, my turn. I want to strike a bargain with you. There's something on the planet of Yotera that I would like you to help me get. Before I go into complete details, are there any more questions from you?
I got one. Is your guard at least talking to Sito? That boy doesn't like being alone very much.
I'm sure that he will talk to him.
Okay.
Well, it took 4 rounds of 99 bottles of beer on the wall for your guards to talk to us. So...
She actually starts laughing at that, Nora. She finds it very entertaining that your first thought was to annoy the guards into talking to you.
I mean, it was super effective.
I wish I could have seen that.
You don't have cameras?
We do, but they don't have a noise. As the guard that you had been talking to before hears you say that, and she just kind of shakes her head a little bit, like, ugh. There's a small shudder from her off in the corner.
I have a question for you, Captain, but I would rather ask it when I'm not near my crew members.
Then I will talk with you after this.
So what?
They both look
Wait,
at Nora.
give her a look. I thought we were a family and shit.
I'll tell you guys later.
All right, fine, whatever. So I have a question before we roll on. So you want us to do something with Yotera, but are we gonna get our ship all fixed up before we go running off again? Because, I mean...
You won't be taking your ship to Yotera. We have individual ships that we will give you. You and your crew and myself will go down to Yotera. What I need is, as she actually pulls out the drawing that you had, I think it was Nora, that the captain had made of the crude creature.
Of the creature?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was
I think
Daythorn?
I took it. Yeah.
Well, she puts this picture down on the table, and then she puts another picture next to it of a actual drawing of the creature. This is the creature that I need to find on Yotera. The toxins from it, when combined with the right ingredients, can create a healing elixir that the civilians of the ship desperately need. You come down to the planet with me, capture the animal, get the toxins, and I will let the four of you leave on your merry little way. And
What's the disease that's on this ship?
these people, they're weak. They've been running most of their lives. Most of them are malnourished. Some of them are hurt. We don't have the resources right now to heal those that need to be healed. The air where they came from is worse than Croth. It's barely breathable. That's one of the reasons that we attacked the Brai Sanctum ship. We had hoped to find some sort of healing elixirs aboard. We didn't, but when we saw you and your group vulturing, we figured that a little extra help might not be such a bad thing.
You could have asked.
We didn't know if you were hostile or not. You have to understand, while we may trust you right now, we had to look out for the rest of our group. I fully trust you right now. And as she says that, the door opens to the room and the guard from before ushers Sito in.
Sito!
I run over to him and hug him.
He sees the three of you and he runs as fast as he can to you to hug you.
Yep.
They didn't do anything to you, right?
No,
You okay?
I'm okay. It was just really scary. I'm fine. He kind of clings to you, Bacchus. He doesn't want to let go of you.
Oh, I cling to him back.
Does Sito still have his scarf?
He does still have his scarf.
Okay. I
He,
was about to be mad if they took his scarf.
No, I'm sure they tried to take his scarf, and he almost started crying, so the guards were like, okay, cool.
Oh shit,
just...
we should have just broken down into tears to annoy the guards.
No, you had to sing. Lyra stands at the table and watches the reunion of you four, and she says, I hope you understand that we really don't mean you harm as long as you don't make trouble for my family. If you help me, we'll even have my crew fix up your ship as much as we can. We did find that cell you were looking for, Bacchus. The experimental one. If you help me, we'll install it in your ship.
Seriously?
We may be pirates, but we're not bad people. I will give you a few hours to think about it. You will each have a room aboard the ship. Just please know that if you do wander about, the guards will be watching you. Please don't cause any trouble for any of the civilians aboard. And she goes over and she opens the door for you guys. And she says, the guards will show you to your room. Nora, I'll call on you in a few minutes to talk to you.
Okay. I guess we follow the guards out.
Yeah.
Bacchus, before you leave, she stops you. And she meets you eye to eye. And she says, I'm putting my trust in you, Captain. From one captain to another, I'll only give you one warning. Don't make me your enemy. And with that, she lets you go and closes the door.
She just straight up threatened you.
Oh.
But is it hot?
It's a little hot.
It is a little hot.
I mean, we're kind of all in the same boat. We're gonna... They're all kind of chatting as they're following the guards to their rooms. They're just like, just see what happens, I guess. If you guys are all right with
We're
that.
literally all in the same boat.
Ayo!
Daythorn is just like walking with Sito holding his hand and just swinging it back and forth. Like, everything's gonna be okay.
Bacchus, while we're walking, I tell you, I don't like this.
What other choice do we have? I mean, the ship has...
I know, but I don't like this.
No, I could talk to the captain.
Slaves. No. I don't have... I fear for their people. Like, eventually this isn't gonna work out. They can't just keep living on a ship. It's a hard life, and they have children here. And I know that, like, this is probably the safest place for them right now, but there needs to be an end goal. because their sick will get sicker.
Well, until something's done about the corruption everywhere, basically, this is how it's going to have to be. And I think we're all... There's a lot of people from different walks of life just barely hanging on, and that's about normal for them. And we'll talk more on it, but it's I know you can't just keep running, and especially with kids and families. And I put a hand on her shoulder, and I'm just like, we'll figure it out. I want to help these people too.
Okay.
The guards show you each to a room, and these rooms are very sweet-like. They have a living quarters. They have a kitchen. The kitchen's not very big. It's more of to hold like little food, and there's a bedchamber. Each of you get your own room. Sito decides that he's going to stay with Bacchus. He doesn't want his own room. He doesn't want to sleep alone. As you guys kind of like check out your rooms, Nora, there's a knock on your door.
I open it.
Lyra is standing at your door and says, "May I come in?"
I gesture her in.
You wanted to speak with me.
Yes. You've been traveling for a while, so I've heard. I'm looking for someone.
And how long have they been missing?
I don't know, 9 years?
Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for my brother.
We would like to thank everyone for listening today.
If you haven't already, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 20SA Podcast.
And YouTube at 20-Sided Adventures Cast for all your sneak peeks, previews, extra content, or random shit we say.
Or if you want to just chill and hang out in our Discord with us.
We also have a website for other fun tidbits. Links are in the description below.
And don't forget to like and review our episodes on your pod listener of choice, please. We would love to hear your feedback 100% of the time.
See you later, Space Cadets. Reach for the stars.
And send a postcard!
Bye!
Bye!